All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host Chuck Stevenson. Tonight, I want to talk about Road to UFC tournament. The past 2 years that they've done this, they've only had women in like one-off bouts and a couple of events, but this year they decided to introduce a strawweight tournament bracket. 8 strawweight ladies, two, four, six, eight, yeah, eight ladies from across Asia are going to compete across multiple dates for a chance to sign a UFC contract. We've got three ladies from China, two from India, one from Japan, and one from South Korea. Yeah, that's it. And what I like about Road to UFC is that it's a better contract than the Contender Series because you have to fight more than once. So that's nice as well. In addition to the tournament bouts, we also have 2 ladies flyweight bouts planned for the first weekend. Now, this goes down on Saturday and Sunday. On the 18th, they have a show at 6 a.m. and one at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're going to air on UFC Fight Pass. The fights take place at the Shanghai Performance Institute. And then the second day is going to be Sunday, the 19th. They've got a show at 6 a.m. and one at 8 a.m. again. Now, the both of the or all 4 of the strawweight tournaments plus one of the flyweight bouts takes place on the 18th, and then they have one of the flyweight bouts takes place on the 19th. So if you're only interested in the strawweight bouts, they take place all in one day. If you want to watch all of the ladies' bouts, the second of the 2 flyweight bouts takes place on the 19th. Now, I don't believe they've set a date for the semifinals yet. When they do, we'll get to that. But right now, we're going to talk about the quarterfinals. So let's talk about the first of the quarterfinals bout. It's going to be Feng Xiaokan. Feng is their last name, taking on Kieran Singh. So you've got Feng from China taking on Singh of India. Uh, Feng is the favorite, I would say, to win the tournament right now. She comes in with a record of 8-2. Singh comes in at 6-3. Now, Feng Xiaokan has not lost since, let's see, April of 2021. She's on a 6-fight win streak, whereas Kieran Singh is coming off of a win 4 months ago. Before that, she had a long layoff. She fought, let's see, she fought in December, and before that, her last official fight listed on Tapology, was in December of 2021. So, not a whole lot of activity recently. There's some fights that were in between that, and there's some, I guess you could say they were like smoker bouts or something, or like no one's really able to find out a lot about those bouts, so they were considered not official by Tapology. And the guy that does a lot of the Asian fighters for Tapology, Chris Presnell, he's pretty good at sniffing out the fakes and records. So no age available for Singh. Feng is 22. This lady is tall for a strawweight. 5 feet 8 inches, 173 centimeters. Singh is only 5'1", 155 centimeters. Don't have a reach available for Singh. Feng has a reach of 66.5 inch, 169 centimeters. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Kieran Singh. Doesn't have the greatest record. I mean, 6-3. Let's see. Looks like everyone she fights who is halfway decent, she loses to. I mean, her last opponent, there's no fights available for her. Looks like she's making her pro debut. Her last win before that was a girl who was 1-3. Whereas, like, you look at Feng Xiaokan, she actually has wins over 2 other fighters in the Road to UFC tournament. Her last bout was against Miki Motono in October. Motono's in the tournament. Back in September of 2022, she fought Huang Fair, who's in the tournament. She's fought Liu Xiaoni twice. Liu Xiaoni is a decent Chinese fighter. Beat Han Guanmei. That's another good fighter. She's got some good wins. And one thing I will say against her is that she has a loss to Na Liang, who just got cut from the UFC. That was all the way back in September of 2020. Took a loss, also has a decision loss to Ji Miao, who's not in the tournament. But I think that was at Flyweight. Yeah, those were at Flyweight. But she's fought a couple of fights at Flyweight, but mostly Strawweight. But yeah, Feng Xiaokan is definitely the favorite to win the tournament based on just previous wins. Singh, I really don't know anything about. So I'm going to go with Feng Xiaokan to beat Kieran Singh. Also on 5/18 at the 6 a.m. show is going to be Huang Fair taking on Miki Motono. This is a matchup I hate because it's two of the fighters I want to see continue on in the tournament. Unfortunately, they got matched up in the first round, which sucks for me as a fan. Huang Fair, I've always felt was like, if she was a truly good fighter, she would be an absolute superstar because she's kind of pretty. And her nickname is King Kong Barbie. Miki Motono is the former Deep Jewel Strawweight champion. She lost that title to the current champ, Seika Izawa. You should know all about her. Looking at the stats here, Motono comes in at 8-4. Huang comes in at 14-8. Now, Huang has won her last 3 bouts going back 5 months. So she's fought like 3 times in 5 months. Let's see. Her most recent win comes against Liu Xiaoni at JCK Fight Night back in December. I don't know why. No, that's weird. Okay, she has not won her last 3. She's won 2 of her last 3. I don't know why Tapology showed 3 straight wins. But back in September, she lost to Feng Xiaokan. Motono lost her last bout to Feng Xiaokan, which just goes to show, even though you lost a bout, doesn't mean you can't get into this tournament. Before that, she had 3 straight wins, though. Let's see here. Juan is slightly younger at 29 years to 30 for Motono. Juan is the taller fighter at 5'5", 166 centimeters to 5'3", 159 centimeters for Motono. No reach listed for Motono on Tapology. Juan is listed at 66.9 inch, 170 centimeters. That's actually a pretty good reach. This one for me is a bit of a toss-up. I mean, Juan seems to lose fights that she should be able to do decent in. I mean, she's even lost fights that she absolutely should have won. She actually has a loss to Ariane Conalusi back in 2017. She's been fighting for a long time, too. Started back in February of 2014. Motono doesn't have nearly as many fights. I mean, she has 12 fights to Feng's 22. Losses to Seika Izawa's side. She has some good wins as well. To me, this one's a toss-up. You can go either way. It's hard to say. I mean, I lean slightly towards Miki Motono because she's more consistent in her fights, but doesn't necessarily mean anything. So, I mean, I would say don't put money on either of them. That would be a safe bet. Then at the 8 a.m. show on Saturday, we have Dong Huashang taking on Priya Sharma. I don't know a whole lot about either of these two ladies, but pretty decent record so far. The problem is a lot of Chinese fights don't make it online, or you have to like really look for them. You have to go out of your way to stream them. And for like the Indian fighters, a lot of them are coming out of Matrix Fight Night, which can't watch outside of India anyway. So let's see here. Dong comes in at 11-2. Sharma comes in at 5-1. Looks like Dong has a nice winning streak. So she lost her first bout, won her second, lost her third bout, and since October, and that was back in July of 2018. Since then, she has won all of her fights, mostly by submission, mostly early in the round. Her last win was against Yan Jingjing in June of last year by second round Americana submission, although that opponent was 0-3. Had a couple decisions before that. She has a win over Wang Fei too, which is interesting. Let's see, looking at Priya Sharma, she is riding 2 straight wins via decision. November 2022, and then fought last year in October. She actually fought down in Brazil at SFT. That's their annual all women's event. Let's see. She has a loss at flyweight. Looks like to Lisa Kiriako. She's in one of the flyweight bouts. Nothing too much here. Again, from what I've heard from a few other people that are more knowledgeable about these two fighters than I am, put your money on Dong Hua Xian to beat Priya Sharma. Also on the 8 a.m. card, this is a bout that I'm really looking forward to. Two fighters, again, that I don't want to see get eliminated. So UFC hates me, which is why they did this. You've got Shiming taking on Sa Yedam, or Yedam Sa. Yeah, I've followed both of these two ladies' careers for a while now, at least what I can. Before COVID, Shiming started fighting more in China, which made her fights harder to watch. But Sa, I'm more familiar with. She's actually a road to UFC veteran. She had a fight, I think, last year or the year before. Non-tournament bout, of course. Looking at the stats here, Shiming coming in at 14-5, Sa coming in at 7-3. Shiming has won her last 2 bouts, but hasn't fought since October of 2022. So she'll be fighting off ring rust. Sa Yedam coming in off of a win preceded by a loss. Come on, internet. Let's see here. She won decision at NISA FC 49 back in February of last year against Anelia Toktoganova, which is a decent win. For that, lost at the road to UFC in June of 2022 to Josephine Knudsen. So, yeah, she's coming in rusty as well. Has only had 2 fights in the last, 4 years. Jeez. So neither fighter has been the most active recently. Shiming is the younger fighter at 29-32. She's slightly taller at 5'3", 160 centimeters to 5'2", 157 centimeters for Saul. The reach is about even, 63 inches, 160 centimeters. Yeah, this is a fight I don't want to see either of these two lose. I'd like to see either of them make it through. Shiming is actually a Taekwondo fighter with some catch wrestling mixed in. Sa Yedam is a little bit of an all-rounder, typical of a lot of Korean fighters. this could go either way, but I'm going to lean towards Saye Dom. She is, I'd say, she'll be the stronger fighter. Xi Ming, nothing against her, and that's not necessarily her fault. She's a bit of a can crusher. She has decent, like a couple decent wins, like over Liu Xiaoni, who's like decent for a Chinese fighter. But for the most part, you look at her record, and a lot of the wins are over either debuting fighters or fighters with very few fights. She did fight a couple times in Road FC. She went like what, 1-1 or no 2-1 there, but got absolutely demolished by Yuri Shim. That was a good while ago. That was in 2018. Saye Dom has, I would say, some of the fighters she beat are better than a lot of the fighters that Xi Ming beat. Like Saye Dom has like 2 wins over Jian Sa, and Jian Sa at one time was a pretty promising prospect, who kind of just, well, she had some personal reasons that thing. One thing notable about Saye Dom is that she was only 2-0 and took on a 13-1 Wei Li Zhang all the way back in July of 2017. Got TKO'd in the second round from an elbow and some punches. So yeah, I'm going to lean towards Saye Dom in this one. So that's it for the strawweight tournament bouts. Also on Saturday, we have one of the flyweight non-tournament bouts in. Let me see here. Hold on. My internet is really slow today. Hold on one sec. Sorry, guys. Okay, we have Wan Kong taking on Paula Luna. Paula Luna is a bit unusual in that she's not from Asia. She's from Peru. Whereas all the other fighters are either from Asia or at least from the Eastern Hemisphere. Juan, the Joker, coming in at 4-0. She's undefeated. Paula Luna coming in at 5-2. Let's see. Wang, besides being undefeated, she fought twice last year. And picked up a win over Amina Hadaya, who's about to fight for the Eternal MMA Flyweight Championship. That was back in October. And then most recently, she fought as recently as January at Kunlun Fight, picking up a win over UFC veteran Wu Yanan via decision. So that's pretty good pickup right there. Paula Luna looks like she's been alternating wins and losses. Her last 4, she fought back in December, picked up a split decision win over a girl who was 0-1, which isn't very good, and then dropped a decision to a girl whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Yeah. Let's see. Luna is the younger fighter, 25-32 for Wang Kong, or Kong Wan. Let's see. Wan is the taller fighter, 5'7", 171 centimeters to 5'3", 159 centimeters for Paula Luna. No reach available for Luna. Wan's reach is listed at 70.1 inches, 178 centimeters. That's a very nice reach. That is the closest I've seen, or no, the only time I've seen a lady with a better reach than that is what's her face? Jeon Kim, formerly of the UFC. That is a long reach. And my pick for this one is going to be Wan Kong, the Joker. Then on Sunday at the 8 a.m. show, See if I can pick that back up here. We have the other flyweight bout. So for some reason, all the ladies' bouts are on day one, except for this one. But this is a good one. Lisa Kiriako taking on Chinese WMMA pioneer Yan Ji-hee. Yan Ji-hee has actually fought in, I believe she fought for the road to, no, she fought in the Contender Series back in October of 2021. Lost to Karine Silva. Lisa Kiriako, she's been picking up some good wins lately. Even fought Wonder Girl, Nat Wonder Girl, Jarunsak, in one championship. For some reason, one championship didn't pick her up, but that's their loss is probably going to be UFC's gain. So anyway, the Savage Lisa Kiriako coming in at 7-1. Queen Kong Yan Ji-hee coming in at 24-4. Looking at Kiriako's record, her last two fights both came in last year against Amina Hadaya, who I mentioned earlier, via split decision at Hex Fight Series, became the Hex champion, and then Nat Jarunsak picked up a decision over her in one championship. That was like, I don't know what one championship was thinking with that matchup. They didn't do their homework. Yan Ji-hee is on 2 straight wins over via submission. Last win, but picked up against Ding Miao, who loses to everybody good, I'll be honest. That was back in July of last year. She's had 2 fights. She had 2 fights last year, but before that, took time off since October of 2021 when she lost to Karine Silva at the Contender Series. So, no, I don't have an age on Tapology for Lisa Kiriako. Yan, a reach of 62.5 inches, 159 centimeters. This is definitely one of the better matchups in both the strawweight tournament and the flyweight bouts. Lisa Kiriako, her nickname is the Savage. She is pretty savage too. But Yan Ji-hee, she is tough and she is built like a tank. She's like, if you're familiar with Brazilian fighter Ariane Carnelossi, who's in the UFC, Yan Ji-hee is built like a Chinese Carnelossi almost. Stout. What's another? Stocky. And just wide. She actually has some good wins too, or some notable wins. As a winner over Na Lian back in 2018. Winner over Ji Miao in 2018. Ji Miao is like a fighter. I don't know how she hasn't been signed to a bigger promotion yet, but she probably will be eventually. She actually has 2 wins over Ji Miao. One of them was back in 2021. So, out of Ji Miao's 4 losses, 2 of them are to Yan Ji-hee. I guess Yan just has her number. Yeah, this could go either way, but personally, I'm leaning towards the Savage Lisa Kiriako. So there you have it. Road to UFC goes down this Saturday, May 18th. A show at 6 a.m. and a show at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. UFC Fight Pass. There is a show at 6 a.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, May 19th, but no ladies bouts. And then the final ladies bout goes down at 8 a.m. on Sunday, May 19th. I like the lineup for the strawweight tournament. I'm glad the UFC added a ladies tournament this year. And the flyweight bouts look good as well. And hey, there's probably going to be there might be a couple more ladies bouts in for the semifinals and the final rounds as well. Some single matches. So keep an eye out for those too. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked the vid, hit that thumbs up, and while you're at it, go and subscribe to WMAC Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform online. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.